Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Metagross Freak, and this is my Let's Play of the Bubble Tank series. I did Bubble Tanks 2 in the last video. However, because there are multiple trees of upgrades to go down, I thought it might be good to do at least another playthrough of Bubble Tanks 2. If I get enough requests, I'll go down all of the trees. But last time I went down the fighter tree, so I think this time I'm going to go down either the balance tree or the tank tree, depending on which I find more appealing. So without further ado, let's begin. Last time I was going down the spiral pattern and I kind of messed it up, but this time I want to get off to a good start. Now, if you weren't paying attention in the last two videos, Bubble Tanks is you jump from bubble to bubble, picking up the little mini bubbles of the other bubble enemies you kill. And when you fill up your bubble bar, that you can see down here, you upgrade, giving you different abilities and weapons. Right now, we just have a somewhat low rate of fire. I guess you could call it a semi-automatic bubble gun. But as we get more powerful, we'll get even better weapons. I also like it that this version has a map system, because you're able to navigate your way around a lot easier. I personally prefer to take a more spiral path. That way the difficulty curve is more gradual. But if you want to just go straight out in one direction, that's fine too. Like I just did. I'm not following my pattern, but I was just giving an example. If you want to break your meta, that's okay too. And by break the meta, I mean, please don't break me. These little guys it's the little guys that are always the hard ones. Yeah, the farther away you get from your starting bubble field, the harder enemies get. And obviously, since we're still at the original bubble tank, since we don't have any upgrades, we don't want it to get too hard too soon. Unless, of course, you're really into a challenge, Again, this is a game that anyone can play, and it only takes about half an hour per play session. If you're playing at my pace, so feel free to be leisurely and go at your own speed. It's a fun game, and it's free to play. So if you're into this type of game and you really like the customization aspect of it, give it a try. It's pretty awesome. Even if it is a fairly older game by internet standards, it's pretty fun, and it's one of my favorite Flash games. Also, if you have a request for a game you want me to check out, please leave that in the comments below, and I will try to get to that as soon as I can. I don't always have wide windows of time, but I will try to get to it when I can, because, I always like doing stuff. With 2 bubbles left, let's take out that little guy. Alright, and now, last time we went down the fighter tree. I'm going to go down either the balanced or heavy tree. So I have to decide now between either the 2-shot parallel or the heavy cannon. I'm actually not as big of a fan of the heavy cannon, but I might go down the balanced heavy hybrid. So I'm going to go with balanced 1, the 2-shot parallel. And it looks like my rate of fire is a little bit faster, but I'm able to basically shoot 2 bullets at once, which, even if it's not a direct damage upgrade, essentially doubles how much damage I'm doing. And I'm definitely getting the sense that my rate of fire is a lot higher. And that makes me happy. Like I also mentioned in the previous video, I really like how fluidic your evolution is. It definitely feels like you're just a bubble collecting more bubbles, becoming just this bigger, crazier contraption that's slowly absorbing other bubbles into it, which is why your form is constantly changing. You didn't see it with that last room, but occasionally when you obtain a amount of bubbles, sometimes your shape will change, and it's kind of cool. As you can see, I got a few more bubbles around my little bubbles around my rim. That was mostly what I was referencing. Most of the change is fairly gradual, but like you see those little bubbles, I got the ends of the legs, I'm going to call them, and that little bubble. Those are obviously a fairly big change that I didn't have before. There is something there that wasn't there before. Oh no, some of the bubbles went out. That's why you have to be careful when there's bubble enemies near the edge of the room, because sometimes bubbles can be scattered out into the field and you're not able to collect them. That's a bummer. I look awfully spider-like with this. Not that I'm complaining, I like spiders. But, now I don't look very spider-like. Alright, so now I have to go between the balanced fighter and the balanced heavy. Both of them have a 3-shot parallel, which I like. One has a shield and one has mines. You know, the mines are kind of difficult to use because you can't really plan out where enemies are going to go. But it is funny because sometimes you can, especially if it's an enemy that doesn't attack, it just kind of floats slowly. You can drift up next to it and drop a mine on it and just watch it explode. So I'm not a big fan of the mines. Just because, you know, it's difficult to do, plus I'm really more of a spray and pray kind of person. So I'm going to go with the balanced fighter, but don't worry, I do plan on going more towards the pure balanced or balanced heavy route. I'm just going down the balanced fighter because the shield is, I feel I'm going to be getting more utility out of the shield. I didn't use the shield very much in my previous playthrough, but I'm going to be using the shield at least more than I will on mines. That's just because of personal preference. Tasty. Okay, make sure I'm going in the right direction. Also, a little bit of news. I don't know if you guys saw, but if you play League of Legends, there's a new Sona skin coming out, and holy cow, it's amazing. It's a legendary skin called DJ Sona, and making everyone who has Arcade Sona cry in shame because they bought the wrong skin years ago. It's interchangeable, and depending on whether you have the, I guess you could call it greenish, reddish, or purplish variation, because you can toggle it, which color and style of she is. You have a different appearance of her etoile, and you also have a different style of music. One is definitely more techno, one is more dubstep, and one is ethereal. And I definitely like the techno look. I like the look of all three of them. I like the music of all three of them, but I definitely think I'll be staying on either the purplish or the greenish. The red one, well, I like its appearance. I don't like the. It doesn't seem as Sona to me. It's like with the Pentakill Sona. It's like, yeah, it's Sona, but not really. It doesn't feel like Sona, you know. Why would Sona be hanging out with, you know, a bunch of Twisted Treeline champions? You know, Yorick and Mordekaiser and Karthus. You know, none of them make sense. Olaf maybe because Olaf's, you know, this crazy murderer, but you know, Sona hanging out with the three of them and Olaf doesn't really make sense for her character, so that's just an example. Or like with the arcade one, it doesn't make, you know, maybe it makes sense for her to hang out with, or it doesn't make sense for her to hang out with Hecarim. Alright, for next upgrade, we have the Balanced Fighter 2, which is has a stun burst, and the Balanced Heavy 2, which is a 5 bullet, both The ballasts have a 5-bullet spread. So it depends on whether you want the area burst or the short stun burst. I'm going to go with the area burst, which looks like this. It's just a big shockwave, and it's really good for taking out seekers, because if I'm shooting over here trying to take out stuff and there's guys behind me in that direction, the direction I'm attempting to point, okay, if I'm shooting this way and attempting to kill something in behind me, I can just go boom. It's pretty cool. It's a nice upgrade, and I'll show how that works. Like that. As you can see, I did a massive amount of damage just taking out some weenie guys. And it can be really good if there's just a bunch of little guys that you're trying to hit that you're just not able to get because they're too fast. You just try to get near them and blast them with your cannon. Protect me with your face, minion! Obviously, I was out of range for those heavy tanks, but that little bubble tank that I hit just got destroyed. Got shreked, son. What? It doesn't have a super big range on it, but it can be useful. It's good at taking out weaker enemies. So you're able to focus on the more important things. Like buying the new Sona skin. Actually, I'm curious to see. Oh, the burst does not destroy mines. I was kind of hoping it would. I was kind of thinking that'd be cool if it destroyed mines. Om nom. Om nom 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 nom. All of the bubbles. I love how serene this music is. Makes you, other than the final boss room, you really don't get a sense that there's any like rush or worry. Except when you bite off more than you can chew, you know. But hey, that's your own fault. This is an easy game if you do it like I'm doing, where you do a spiral. This is a very easy game. It has a the difficulty curve is not an issue. So really, the enemies are not a worry of mine. Let's see, there he is. There we go. There we go, that's what you use the burst for. It's like, I can't hit this little jerk. But at this point, it gets kind of like where the difficulty curve is suddenly a little too easy. So you may want to venture out a little bit. Try to improve your difficulty, but you know, again, the worst case scenario, if it gets too tough, just run away. You know, there's no shame in bailing. I did not make that up though. I wish I did, but there's no shame in bailing. Steven Universe taught me that. Worst case scenario is you learn the next time not to bite off more than you can chew. Sometimes I wonder how they determine certain things. Like, how did they determine the radius of this blast shockwave? You know, it's very close range. And it makes me wonder how they figured it out. It's like, let's have it be this many units. Oh, wait, no, that's too overpowered in this setting. You know, let's make it this many units. Just a personal curiosity of mine. Should be getting, as you can see, I completely drifted off my upgrade path because the spiral path because I wanted to increase the difficulty. It was getting a little monotonous for me. I just wanted to improve I just wanted to increase the difficulty a little bit. And here we are at another upgrade. So I could go down. I'm gonna decide between now either the balanced heavy 3, which is 2 large shell machine guns and a area burst cannon, or the 2 big shots and 2 small autos with a sticky burst. I think we're going to go down the balanced heavy 3, because the balanced heavy is fun. And oh my god, this is amazing. Ah, I lost my upgrade. Hold on. See, that's the terrifying magic that is death to the butterflies, I guess. I don't know why you need this bigger cannon. Let me see if they have a description for why this does. A large shell is fire that explodes upon contact with the enemy, damaging others. Okay, so I actually want to test this out now. I'm going to go back into a lower difficulty, or I'll use it on a smaller bubble. A smaller enemy, that is. So like that. Or that. Okay. So yeah, basically it's the area cannon I had before, but I can now throw it. However, this one only works if it makes contact. It's not the most useful, but it is certainly it's certainly an upgrade. Certainly an upgrade, and it helps if you're fighting large, less mobile enemies. Plus, it seems like they upgraded the blast radius of this, though your primary attack should be sufficient. There's nothing really screaming, you know, this is an underpowered weapon that needs to be upgraded, you know. Because I'll be honest, the 2 large machine guns alone are pretty awesome. And I'm grateful that I have those. There we go. So basically, I guess the idea of the larger cannon is just a one-shot. I guess you could. Not really immobile enemies, but larger enemies that are less mobile, like that. and that guy. That way you can try to focus your energy on larger targets. Or more, well, not larger targets, but sorry, more important targets, you know. Get the mine layers out of the way, get the heavy tanks out of the way, instead focus on taking out the big guys, the guys who will prove to be a bigger threat. Close range bomb. Systems online. Don't slow me down. Oh my gosh. So many little guys. Yeah, this is an example of where you just want to spray and pray into a room and hope you hit something. That was one of those like panic rooms. You're just like, oh my god, what do I do? Like I said though, this game isn't too difficult. It's really just kind of like how you're able to manage resources and how good you are at like basically just navigating around. I don't know why I keep checking the map. I'm just going in random directions, but oh well. Ding 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 ding. There we go. Success. I'm gonna try to cash cow it now. It's a weird way of saying it, but yeah, I'm gonna try to just get a bunch of little guys in. This one's been going on for about 24 minutes, so it should be, I think you're about 24, 25 minutes into the video. And so I apologize if you're getting bored, but don't worry, I will be getting to the boss and to the final upgrade in a moment. Kill the dirty soap bubble. I don't blame you if you're feeling bored, by the way. I feel a little bored myself, but that's mostly just because I'm at the point where it's like I am ridiculously overpowered, but I don't want to basically kill myself outright. I'm getting pretty close, and the boss will be momentary. I forgot about these weird guys with the red bubbles. Let's show you how they work. Like, they're not significantly stronger, they just have like a large like health base. It's really weird. I have 300. I thought I had less than that. I must have taken damage earlier. That would explain it. Yep, see, yeah, taking damage. It went from 317 to 323. Now it's back to 299. 299, that's amazing. You are dead. Not a big surprise. I don't mind taking a little damage here and there, but sometimes it just gets annoying. Ah, I sniped. Sniped him. Where the hell is he? There he is. 213 levels. Getting close. I'm getting close, Mom. Oh, that's what you do. You drop individual seekers. That's kind of cool. I don't really use my secondary weapon all that much. It's more of a just a... It's a utility thing that just makes it more useful, I guess. It's like no one really designs their characters in D&D to use create water, but they end up using it a lot because creating water is always useful. But no one's like, gotta get create water level 1, gotta be OP at making water. You know, it just happens. You know, no one willingly chooses to work at a spork factory, but hey, you work with what you can get. I don't work at a spork factory, obviously. I just was giving a bad example. So any minute now, I'll be able to finish up the this tank, reach my my final form. Looks like I'm netting probably about 10 bubbles each room, give or take. Where's that little guy who I missed? There he is. Yeah, about 10-15 bubbles per room. Tons of damage. I was already in this room? Oh, I just made a loop. Oopsie. Was I in this room too? Oh, yeah, I didn't go the right way. There we go, I meant to do that. Nope. There we go. Final upgrade. So, Leecher Tank, again, has the leeching bullets and the Doomsday effect. I have Drone Tank, which is Mitosis Seekers and Drone Conversion. I'm not a big fan of the Drone Tank. I think it's really passive. It doesn't really... It's not very interesting, in my opinion. It's just kind of... If you want to just sit there and watch things happen, go with Drone Tank. It's not my favorite. And then lastly is Super Heavy Tank, which is two big S, 6 small auto, and 1. I don't know what a BB is, but let's find out. Oh, and I have a massive cannon. So let's say, boom shakalaka. You're very slow. You have a very small turn speed, but oh, that's right. You have the 2 explosive shots. Let me pause that to read. You have 6 small cannons fire automatically, while you control 2 large cannons and a bullet buster, which blocks bullets. That's what the BB is. And your secondary is pressing the secondary fire will fire the biggest bubble cannon in the game, which is very exciting. Which is that. It has a charge. It charges for a second. It shakes the screen when you do it. It's kind of funny. But yeah, that blue bubble that I fired is the bubble buster, which is a reverse bullet. Keep in mind that you are like the slowest thing in the game, but you murder quite literally everything that comes into your path. Plus, anything that proves to be a threat to you, you can just shoot towards, and you'll potentially block it. Actually, I really want to just blow something like tiny up with my my super cannon. Like find like the most adorably tiny enemy in the game and just be like, boom, and just absolutely murder their face. It'd be hilarious. Okay, boss time. I have sustained damage. Finally, my grenade blaster is worth something now. Yeah, you really don't need your final form to be good at taking out the boss. It's more just you need to keep pelting them with bullets and never stop. So yeah, that's the ultimate bubble. I'm gonna go down a couple. Where's the nearest one I can fight people in? Cool. I'm just gonna go up to and then decimate something adorable with my supreme ultra cannon of doom. It's just like nothing will survive. How's your? I don't even need it. Everything just dies instantly because of my auto turrets. This is arguably the most powerful thing in the game. All right, so yeah, that is going down another path, and I of course have the super heavy tank. Thank you for watching. I'm Metagross Freak, and I hope you have a wonderful day, week, month, year, decade, millennia, whatever of your life. Please join me again next time when I either do another tree down Bubble Tanks 2 or I do Bubble Tanks 3. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.